Okay, hello. Good afternoon to each and everyone. So good afternoon to our speakers. So acknowledge lang po natin our participants this afternoon. So we have Sir Kevin joining us from Dologa National High School, Senior High School Division of Bukidnon. So good afternoon, Sir Kevin. Yes, good afternoon. And we also have from Kalilangan West District, Ma'am Merly Imano. So good afternoon po to each and everyone. So thank you for joining us today. And good afternoon din po. Two resource person for this afternoon. So, all right, so it's 1:30 in my clock and let us begin. So, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Caraga, and good afternoon, Northern Mindanao. So, ladies and gentlemen, and to our distinguished guests this afternoon. We would like to welcome you all. So it's November 9, and I could really say that Christmas season is coming. But for now, let us celebrate, and I would like to welcome you again for the first session or first day of the Digital Education Webinar Series for the month of November. And this is made possible by the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Mindanao Cluster 2, through the ICT Literacy and Competency Development Bureau and under the Digital Education Project. Well, my name is Nova and I'll be your host for today. But before we officially start, so let me just discuss to you our virtual house rules. So first of all, you may opt to disable your camera so it won't eat up too much bandwidth and to avoid distractions. And also, please mute your microphones so to avoid noise distractions and feedback. And please also do not click the present now option found at the bottom right of your screen. You may also use your real name upon joining the meeting. And if you have questions, you may type it in our chat box and wait to be acknowledged. And I encourage everyone, our participants this afternoon, to participate as much as possible. So to join and to get our certificates, so these are our reminders, our requirements. So first of all, you must be a teacher. So due to the capacity limitation of Google Meet, we will be prioritizing the first 100 teachers from Region 10 and Caraga. So konti lang po yung ma-accommodate natin. And second one, accomplished evaluation form, which will be given only to Google Meet participants after this webinar session. And for those who join us here in Google Meet this afternoon, so please wait 4 to 6 weeks for the certificate. And to our Facebook Live viewers, so you may still watch it if you want to learn, but only those who are in Google Meet today are qualified for the certificate. So I hope it's all clear. All right, so I hope it's all clear to our participants and as well to our Facebook Live viewers. So to formally start, let us begin with a prayer, and I encourage everyone to join us as we sing our national anthem via multimedia presentation.
Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of our Lord. Our dearest Heavenly Father, thank you for making all things possible. We are grateful for all the blessings you are pouring upon each one of us, despite the challenges we are all currently facing. Thank you for blessing us today with the wonderful opportunity to meet virtually and learn together in the awesomely exciting webinar. May your blessings of wisdom and guidance be upon us, all through the sharing and impartation of knowledge and skills by our resource speakers, facilitators, and moderators. May all of us learn together, upgrade our competencies, and capacitate us to be the help in the development of our learners' lives and communities in the spirit of your love and generosity. May we now humbly commit every part of this webinar to you, as we all bring you the glory, honor, and praises for your kingdom and holy name's sake. All this we pray in the precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Let us put ourselves in the holy
ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, Diyos ang sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa liit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinilang, tuyak ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagalang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang pagkaw, ay hinatang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang lang matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at karoon niya kailan ang kanyang magtitingin. Lumalakaw na ang ating pagsingkang, langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya ng may magamit, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
All right, so thank you so much, and you may now take your seats. So again, um, welcome everyone to the first session out of the 9 webinar series. We, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Mindanao Cluster 2, through the ICT Literacy and Competency Bureau under the Digital Education Program, have prepared to you our modern heroes, our second parents, our beloved educators. So this program is aimed at preparing teachers to adapt to alternative learning systems under the new normal. And these capacity building activities will better arm the teachers. Fourth, potential use of available ICT-enabled education services, such as online learning management systems, video conferencing platforms, and online educational resources, with due regard to raising awareness on safe cybersecurity and privacy practices. So our focus will be on capacitating you with the learning tools and available today to make your online learning comprehensive and at the same time fun. Am I right? So do you agree? All right, so again,
Yes, ma'am.
we at the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Mindanao Cluster 2, have called on various experts in the field to impart their knowledge with the topic that will be laid to you later on. So to formally begin our afternoon's activity, so it is my distinct privilege to introduce to you our honored guest. So our beloved OIC Regional Director, the ever supportive Director FMA C. De La Rosa, MSIT-ITIL. So let's give her a virtual applause, please. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to our dear teachers. We all know and experience this new normal where a lot are going digital. There are learnings and there are challenges. And we recognize that we have to improve the way we do things. But even before COVID, the ICT has already conceptualized this digital education program. And this is one of the many trainings that we are doing. This afternoon, we are grateful that we have Dr. Romy June Sonico, the Campus Director of Surigao State College of Technology, SSCT Del Carmen Campus, and Mr. Janelle Bohucan, Dean of Computer Education Program of the ACLC College of Butuan. They are our resource persons for this webinar entitled Technology-Based Approaches in Writing Publishable Research Papers. To our participants, we thank you for joining us, especially the regional directors in Region 10 and Caraga. It is our hope that You'll have a lot of takeaways this afternoon and in the upcoming webinars, which will then be helpful in carrying out your work. To a Digital Philippines, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Director Eva, for that wonderful message and for inspiring us this afternoon. So at this moment of time, okay, so again for today's webinar. So at this moment of time, I'll be introducing you our resource person. So at this point, you will level up and update your knowledge in writing publishable research papers through integrating technology-based approaches. So through this webinar, you teachers, educators will be prompted of their significant role to improve the teaching and learning process. So through research, yes, through research. So with our two influential speakers this afternoon, help me welcome our speakers. So our first speaker for this afternoon is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering at STI College of Surigao and has completed his Master in Information Technology at Surigao State College of Technology. He is now a software development coordinator at Engtech Global Solutions Incorporation, and he is the Computer Education Dean. So he's the Dean of Computer Education Program at ACLC College of Butuan. So help me welcome our first speaker for this afternoon, Mr. Junel T. Buhokan, MIT. So good afternoon po, Sir Junel.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, so good afternoon, sir. So our next speaker for this afternoon. So he is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at San Nicolas College, now St. Paul University of Surigao. So he also completed his Master in Information Technology at St. Paul University, Philippines, Tuguegarao. He also finished his Master in Business Administration at St. Paul University of Surigao and a Doctor in Technology Education at Mindanao University of Science and Technology, now University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines. Help me welcome our campus director at Surigao State College of Technology, SSCP Del Carmen, Dr. Romy Jones. Good afternoon, Dr. June.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, so sir, I will give the floor to you.
Yes, ma'am. So, Sir Janelle, kindly
Okay. Sige, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So, here's how we're going to do things for our presentation. No, I have sent you a link of it's a Facebook link of peer deck. Let me just send it back again for those who just came in. So in our presentation, we'll be using peer deck. So for you to have an interaction with the slides that we are going to be presenting. So you just have to, in your browser, type in there joinpd.com and then insert that code that you can see in the screen. And then once you do, it will update my a presentation here indicating that someone had joined the presentation. Okay ba? So it indicates in my screen that the students have not yet joined the presentation. So I'll show my screen muna. Okay. Can you see my screen? Sir Jun, okay na to screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And please,
Uh,
sir.
Um, as you can see now, there's only one student connected. Please join, ma'am and sir, for you to interact with the slides. So let's just wait for the others now. Maybe they have problems or difficulties in connecting.
they will just proceed to join pd.com and
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
in
Your
that code.
browser, open there, join pd.com, and then put in there the code that you can see on the screen. FGRAZB. 5 students. There are how many of us here? 53. So we're hoping say 50 plus or say.
Yes, Ma'am Jade and Florisa, you are going to type it in the browser, thejointpd.com, before we can start with our discussion.
Because there are content in our slides that will not be visible in the common presentation without the peer deck. So we encourage everyone to sign up there.
So there are 10 students already, sir,
10
connected.
students. Okay.
Okay, while waiting for others, sir, can we start with our introduction?
Okay. So today we are going to present to you the technology-based approaches in writing publishable paper. No? So this is in collaboration with SSCT and ECLC College of Butuan. No? So just a short history lang of how we come about. So, SSCT Del Carmen is doing well in research. Di ba, sir? No? So, whereas in our institution at ECLC College of Butuan, kumbaga, we consider ourselves newbie in this field. So we look for ways and means to capacitate ourselves. And then, of course, one of my instructor in SSCT, Doc June, is very accommodating, no, in giving input with regards to research. So what we did as we talk, we collaborate on how we're going to do research in our institution, capacitate our faculty, and then I think it was 3 years ago na, Sir Jun, no? Doc Jun?
Yes, sir, 2018.
Oh, 2018. So, back in the days, yeah. So, after we started like from the simple area of research, you capacitated our faculty, and then we cascade that information to our students, and then after a few years time, there is an improvement. No, our faculty have successfully finished their masters, and some of them are pursuing their doctor in IT, and then our students as well as has been invited for conference presentations, and then they've been doing well as well. And also our faculty has improved in the area of research. So, collaboration. Actually, ECLC College of Butuan is a private HEIs, and then SSCT is a government school. No? So, what we did is we engage ourselves in partnership for us to capacitate our school in the field of research, and then we've been doing well since then. So it's a good thing that we did that one, and we are forever grateful to Doc June for helping us. No, so even now he is still accommodating us and then inviting us with their research initiatives and their programs, and then of course we participated as well. So we encourage everyone. Maybe someday, you plan to do the same or engage yourself or your institution the same way as we did. I would really highly recommended SSCT Del Carmen, through the leadership of Duke Jun, you will gain valuable input. Good. So, yun, that's a short background lang, no, of Sir Jun, care to share something while waiting for
Yes,
others?
before that, I would like to greet everyone here, especially to the ICT Regional Director, Director Ivan Rosa. Ma'am, good afternoon. To our DICT facilitators, Ma'am Nova Jane Teres and Ma'am Chin Rose Ichibari. Our participants, our beloved teachers from the basic education and higher education institutions. Sir Junel, my partner for this talk.
Yes.
Good afternoon. So
Good
before anything
afternoon.
else, we would like to convey our thanks to the ICT Mindanao Cluster 2 for allowing us to share our experience in research, writing, and publication, especially to Ma'am Chin for pushing us to really talk on this topic. Actually, this is my first time to be in the social media platform, live via Facebook live streaming. So trying to become an influencer of research, hope our internet connectivity will cooperate this afternoon. So allow us to share our story. It's the story that was shared by Sir Janelle is about public and private partnership. It's academe to academe partnerships. In that time, research is our strength, and AMA is a new buy to that particular thing. And we are also not good in ICT technical capabilities. So which is AMA is also very good in ICT aspects. So we collaborated. So our weaknesses is the strength of AMA, and our weakness is and their strength is our weakness. Their strength is our weakness. So we collaborated, and it ended a very good output. Both institutions are now doing good in ICT and research. In fact, majority faculty members have both published research papers.
Yeah.
Sharing our experiences on how we be able to sustain our research engagements in these trying times, where our research faculty are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. So we want our work as researchers become easier. So that's the reason why we choose the topic of technology-based approaches in writing publishable paper, because we'll be introducing tools that help you write a paper that is of high quality in these trying times. So ladies and gentlemen, I think Sir Junel is ready. I would like you to encourage to please participate in our discussion, maybe because your active participation might be a good start with our partnership in research.
Yeah, so thank you for that, no? So just to give you a background lang po of what applications we are using, it's actually called Peer Deck. In here, you can interact with the slides. So as we present the content of each of these slides, no, you will be invited to, like, say, answer something or look for it in the internet, and then it's actually straightforward, no, very easy to navigate. So yun. Okay, so let's have this first. What could be expected in this webinar?
Excuse me for a while, Sir June. Sir, pwede maka-request na ma-full screen na to atong presentation so that maklaro siya for our viewers.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Wait. Hindi siya ma-full screen. Why is that? Ay, naka-on yan. Wait. Your entire screen. So, how about that, Ma'am Chin? Not yet. Mm-hmm.
There. Okay.
How about now?
Yes po ka na, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think. Okay. So, are we in full screen now, no? Right? So, okay lang na-open pa ang Peer Deck or ang Google Slides. But anyway, sige. The topic outline, the things that we are going to cover for this webinar is first, let's just look into things that motivates us in doing research, and then we are going to look as well on the things that hinders us from doing research. So what are those mga predicaments, kumbaga, na we consider a hindrance why we don't engage ourselves in doing research. Next is that we are going to tackle on the ways on how are you going to find a research topic, identifying a research problem. A framework will be presented later. And along with that, we are going to direct you with the various, say, portals or web portals or ICT tools in which you are going to have access to various researches and then journals that you can look and then you can reference, and then you can make use of that in your research. And along with that, of course, with that bulk of researches, how are you going to manage now those content in such a way that it will be easy for you to somehow embed the content of it in your paper? So yun, we are going to cover that as well. And we are also going to discuss ways and means on how you're going to gather data. So of course, using ICT tools as well. And enhancing vocabulary, we are going to present some of the tools that we've been using for doing grammar check, things like that, and then correcting ways to correct content in our paper. And of course, along with that, the citation generator, and then links for checking ISI's Scopus journals. And also, the URL shortener. This is one of the key important things that we should know how we're going to do this one. Especially that some of the sources that we get is from the internet, no? And then we are provided with the URL of that. So some of those are way too lengthy, and then there must be a way for us to shorten it so that we can embed it in our paper as well. And lastly, we are going to give you some tips on how you're going to do research. So along with the, or say, embedding or utilizing the presented tools. So yun, are we, okay lang ba yung mga present naming topic outline? So I do hope no that it will arouse your interest to participate and listen to us. I know for a fact that some of you here are an expert in this field, and some maybe are newbies. So some are also just engaging themselves in this thing. So it's a good start. I mean, these topics are, you can use this one to somehow supplement your learnings in writing your research paper. So yun, with the presentation of the webinar rationale, no, or the content and the introduction of topic outline, can you draw an emoji face of what you are feeling right now? Kumusta ka ang atong mga participants, Doc June? Hi. Hello, Doc June.
Murag nagka-technical problem si Sir June, sir.
Okay.
Proceed na lang ta, sir.
Nagka-technical problem si Sir June.
Actually, pilit ang iyahang video.
Okay. We needed mong good. Can we like post for a while? I think it has something to do with peer deck. We'll do it again. Start.
Okay, sir, okay ra to sa imuhang presentation, sir. Si Sir June ang na ay technical problems.
Okay. Can you still see my screen? Makita
Yes,
pa
sir.
mo dyan. So, sige, let's rerun this again. You know what, doing presentation in this manner has a lot of challenges. So please bear with us because of some technical issues and concerns now. So I think if we cannot do peer deck, Let's do again this one. Why we're doing this? It is because we really cannot cover the entirety of the. So if you can see my screen now, please join again PD and then insert this new code. Okay. We have technical problems. Wait. Stop presenting muna. Ma'am Chin, parawa lang muna, Ma'am Chin, ha?
Okay, sir.
Parawa lang muna. Disconnect pa ako. Nakabalik na ko, ma'am. Okay. Pwede na lang, delete na lang siguro tayo mag-full screen, ma'am. I think it has a problem with full screen, eh.
Sir, kanina, sir, I was referring to the video of Sir June Seneco. Pilit na ihang sa imuhang, it was all good.
Okay. Sige, how about this now? Makita, can we do like this one na lang? Ma'am Chin, is it okay lang ba? Makita lang ba ng mga participants nato if we do something like this? Or
what do you mean? You're not presenting pa po, sir. We don't see anything pa po.
Okay. Wait. Your entire screen. See, these are the things that you're going to experience once you do the same, doing webinars, things like that. How about now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Opo. You can now see it po.
Okay lang ba na medyo inanila? Is it readable ba? Nandito lang sa full screen? Or kailangan good full screen?
Much better po, sir, na full screen so that maklaro sa atong viewers for Facebook.
Okay. So I understand. Okay. We are going to stop working with peer deck now. Okay. Let's do na lang Google Slide. Plain Google Slide. I think okay naman siguro, Doc June. Can we do na lang the simple present in Google Slide?
Yes, sir, Janelle.
Okay na lang siguro, no? So actually, in here, going back, no, we are going to ask you to draw something, no? And then we're going to look into your drawings and then see your impressions with the topic content. But anyway, let's just proceed na lang, no? Okay.
Sir Janelle, you're presenting.
Sorry?
Kindly present the slides, please.
How about now?
Okay.
Okay. So, yun, let's just proceed. Okay. Doc Jun, okay na yung signal ni mo, sir?
Okay na, sir. Nakabalik na.
Okay, so in here, the rationale or the introduction, so presented bullet in the site that part of research is associated with research is the role of the teacher, no? So, Doc Jun, can you enlighten us with some of your thoughts on this?
Yes, sir. Actually, it's the role of the teacher to be effective in deliver instruction. So, this is just to remind us teachers that research is actually inherent to our position. The moment we accepted our appointment as a teacher, it is then our duty to be effective in the teaching learning process. But the question is how? So the simple answer, we should have to conduct researches, give comprehensive analysis on the existing setup, address the gap through implementing innovative solution. Actually, for basic education, particularly DepEd, they have already data potential for research. In fact, every quarter they're getting the less learned competencies of the students and are required to find solution activity to improve the last learn of that particular students. And That is why some of the basic education teachers actually developing SEAM, strategic intervention materials. So the moment you evaluate the SEAM, actually that's research. You're using developmental approach and just put everything in a research format. But actually, we are not limiting only to that particular aspect. So we are requiring teachers to conduct researches beyond the teaching and learning process. For higher education, actually that's distinguished us from the basic education. We are supposedly research-oriented. Since research is the mandate of the HEI, particularly for state universities and colleges, we are really required to conduct researches. So, but on the higher education, faculty should focus researches on their field of expertise, which can be integrated with other disciplines. So meaning diversity should be involved in here to produce stronger researches. But I would like to emphasize now, it's not only on the mandate. You're doing research as a faculty because you are required to do so by your institution. But I appeal that it should be from your inner desire because you wanted to be an effective teacher. That's the reason why you're conducting research, and you wanted also to improve your portfolio in that particular aspect. Hello, hello. Okay pa ako audio, sir? Ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes po. We can hear you po.
Okay. So, on the next bullet is Philippine Innovation Index. It's good for 2020 that the Philippines is ranked 50 among the Philippine Innovation Index in the world. But the question is, how our institution is contributing to the innovation index of the country? You as a teacher, what are your contributions to the body of knowledge? So, for you to be considered as someone who is contributing to the body of knowledge, you should have to publish papers. So publication is the thing here. All of us are encouraged to conduct researches, present it in a forum, and publish it into a reputable journal, and with that, you're contributing to the improvement of the Philippines in ranking for Innovation Index. So, as a teacher, that's our role to help improve the index. And since we are now into the normal setup, the question is, how are we going to conduct researches? So that's the reason why we are introducing tools and technology-based approaches this afternoon that can somehow help you write a publishable paper in these trying times. Just select tools that are appropriate to your focus of the study. Janelle, next slide, please.
Sir Janelle?
Nakamute there. Okay, so I just like to add Sir Jun, Doc Jun, no, na our research, Sir Jun, can be embedded in our instructions, and of course that will make us an effective teachers as well. So yon. So this is the question now. What is your research motivation? So some of us would say my research motivation probably is for, say, tenureship. So some would say for promotion, some would say for learning. So how about our participants? This is a posted questions, no? So in as much as possible, you can write your answer in the comment section na lang, no? So that Doc Jun can read that one as well. No? Doc Jun, okay lang?
Yes, sir. Pero so far, there's no comment yet.
There's no comment yet. How about this one, Sir John? May I ask, what motivates you or your people to engage in research?
We have one answer here, sir. Primarily for learning, but
primarily for learning.
Number being stated in here.
Okay.
That is for master's degree. Oo. So he wanted to conduct research for as one of the requirements for the master's degree.
Yes, yes, that's very true. No, the when you are doing your master's, research is
The
really
one here is
one
to
of the
improve
requirements.
credentials, and
Improve
another
credentials.
is to answer the existing problem. For
Yeah.
instance, to have a higher grade in OPCRF, the rating in the basic
Mm,
education, to contribute solutions for certain problems in the community. For
ah,
professional development, this is very good. Additional learning to implement
mm.
policies. So for policy research, IPCR and promotion.
PCR
So
and promotion, and as well, I think it goes along with tenureship as well. I think so, no?
yeah.
Okay. So with that motivation, let's come now to the next question. If there are things that motivate us to do research or engage ourselves in this in doing research, what hinders us naman from doing research, or yeah, what are the hindrances kumbaga for us to do research?
So one is budget.
Oh, but
One
the same answer. Oh,
according to Kevin, it's time consuming. According to Sir Arnolfo Financial, ang Pascual COVID, effectiveness sa paper, time, budget.
mm,
According to Christopher Contreras. For now, lockdown. And
alright. So there are a lot of difficulties now that our participants have experienced. We do have the same case. Some of the challenges that we encounter from not engaging ourselves or not being active in doing research is of course resources. Yon.
so,
So
support, sir, especially there's no support from the institution. It's good that ECCT has incentive for publication. So once you can publish, you can, like, say, for example, for our Scopus journal, you'll be receiving 50,000 per paper, right? For those publication paper who are not published in high-end journal, so you're going to save 10,000. So somehow, it's a good motivation, incentive.
So it's a good thing, sir, that your institution is doing the same. We encourage as well that for those who are participating administrators here, maybe you can lobby this one to your to the management, but for you to have a good output in research, that maybe a reward system perhaps, or something that will support our faculty for them to engage in doing research. Now,
Actually, education, Sir Junel, they have birth, a basic education research fund from the regional and national. So
wow. So
paper is actually aligned to the agenda.
mm,
You can have budget.
so having said that, and with those shared inputs now from the participants, so how are you feeling when it comes to research? So I think it's a mixed emotion. So maybe you can type in na lang your answers in the comment box. How are you feeling when it comes to research? Are you doing good or a bit confused, or do you really need help on these matters? Also, it's a good thing that we have this webinar, and of course, SSCP Del Carmen is there to help you if you would reach out lang naman. So just like what we did.
So
Yun.
majority of answers, Sir Junel, need actually help. And some are getting a little confused. And some of them need. So meaning, they do not need this particular training anymore because they're already doing good na, di ba?
Yeah. Maybe for those who are doing good in research, no, we are going to what do you call this one? Introduce some of the tools as an aid for doing research. No, maybe you can share in the comment section what are the things that the good practices that you've been doing for others naman to know. Okay, so we encourage those participants who are doing good. This is a good time for you to share, for us to share, so that others may benefit. Ayun.
So they have to share it in the comment box so that others can benchmark.
Ayun, tama. So this one, the context of finding your research topic, building your research problem. So how are we going to go about with this, Doc June?
Actually, this is the common problem among researchers. So how are we going to find our research topic or build our research problem? Actually, for our campus, it actually part of the mentoring activity of research is the ideation workshop. So it is a dedicated session for coming up with new ideas. We will document those ideas as we go along and ready for analysis in a follow-up session. The main goal of the addition session is simply to spark innovation. So lateral thinking is the key and the focus is on quantity rather than quality of ideas. So there are four golden rules of ideation. So number one, there are no bad ideas, so meaning we have to capture everything. That's number two. Then go for hybrid brainstorming. And number four is quantity over quality, because that's the time we are going to filter all the ideas that are actually potential for startup, potential for patent and utility model, and actually majority once potential na siya for patent and utility model, so meaning they are researchable. So potential for research publication. So another thing actually in getting our problem statement is aside from the ideation workshop, where we can generate new knowledge, so it's our partners. So some of our partners like local government of Del Carmen, of Siargao, the DNR, the Rare Philippines, the Oxfam. Actually, they will go to our campus. So they give their problem statement and allow us to conduct research with the problem that they have. So our role is simply to facilitate to conduct research. So like say for example, for now we have the Siargao Urban Resilient Future Project in partnership with Oxfam and Philippine Rural Reconstruction Movement, funded actually by Asian Development Bank. So it's the LGU who came to our office and require us to conduct research on this particular aspect. So sila naghatag ng problema. Then the only role that we have is to conduct research. Then another thing is we have research project from Rare Philippines. So they give us budget, right, for us to conduct the Siargao Cluster Survey of Fisher Fox Climate Resilient. It is funded by Rare Philippines. It's actually an international, a national, may sabila international office. So aside from the ideation, partners are actually potential for a topic or problem. So that's it, Sir Junel.
In our institution naman, Doc Jun, no, we are way too inclined in the startup initiative. No, we utilize the Lean business model canvas, no, in which through that students can be able to generate ideas, no, by say identifying, because it's a canvas, no, they have to fill in some content of it, the like of identifying the particular customer or the customer segments, and then with that specific customer, they're going to say identify then again the unique value propositions, and then with that as well identify the unfair advantage with that unique value propositions, and I identified then again how to transfer these value propositions to the specific customer segments through channels. And in that canvas, we need to identify the key partners, activities, resources, as well as the cost structures and the revenue stream. So that's how we do it in our institutions in our ideation workshop initiative. So
that the startups actually are potential for utility model and researches.
Yeah, so
that submit those papers to IPOFIL and referee journals, so somehow you have already your published paper.
And probably, Sir Jun, no, they can look into the UN 17 Sustainable Development Goals, because they can get something out from there, but aligning their research in that development goals. So in our institutions as well, we have what they call this a research team, kumbaga, in a year. So since it's COVID time, manggod, so most of our research now is addressing, or our focus is health and safety. So most of our researches now, the project of our students as well are into that, addressing COVID-19. So yun. So with the ideation workshop and linkages, the next question now is where they can get the materials or the references. Yun. So they can visit the following, the scientific databases and peer-reviewed journal publications. So Dr. Jun, can you enlighten us with some of this?
So actually, we can also get topics or research problem from the scientific journals. We'll just review the topics related to our general statement, and somehow we can have our new study to that particular aspect. So the purpose of having a review from the scientific journal is you can really determine if your paper has novelty or has the value of innovation. Because if you have a thorough review on the topic, it demonstrates that you have already familiarized with the topic and found the needed number of literature sources related to it. So with that, you can make a brief summary of all facts, theories, and results of past research conducted in some area and highlight the relevance of the study. So you can also make a critical analysis with from the scientific databases, an assessment of obtained information in order to specify any missing items in the current image of the subject and explain why there is a need to conduct further research. And you can also prove that you are able to conduct a study that will fill in the existing gaps and helps find new and fresh ideas or solutions to an existing problem. So actually, scientific databases can also establish a very strong problem statement.
So yun, you can actually visit this site now. You can get a lot of materials, a lot of resources, just like in the Directory of Open Access Journals. Navigating through that is very straightforward. And then the ResearchGate, of course, the ResearchGate is, well, somehow ResearchGate has restrictions, no? Just like when you are going to sign up for in there, it is required that you're going to use your institutional email, no? Because and then they have to verify your account. So it will take some time. So that's a ResearchGate. And then when we try Science Direct, it's actually embedded in your Gmail naman. So once you activated your email and then you access Science Direct, so you can easily navigate through the content of Science Direct. So this is actually the environment that you can see once you opened some of those, no? Say for instance, in the Directory of Open Access Journals. So it is a website that hosts a community-created list of open access journals maintained by Infrastructure Services for Open Access. So if you are into, you know what, kung naka-peer lang ka, this is actually embedded into this slide. Once you click on this in this particular slide, it will redirect you to the site for you to navigate, so that somehow we can do simulation. But sige na lang, due to technical issues. But the link is provided in the slide content. So after this presentation, maybe you can access it and then see for yourself. It's very easy. You can just search for a topic that interests you, or it is, or say that is aligned in your field. When you open Science Direct, it looks like this. So Science Direct is a website which provides subscription-based access to large database of scientific and medical research. So it hosts over that figure now 12 million pieces of content from 3,500 academic journals and 34,000 ebooks. So yun, the link is also provided here. So for ResearchGate, as mentioned kanina, no, it somehow, no, I would say that logging into or joining the ResearchGate is very strict. So one of the key requirements is using your institutional email, and then the verification process takes time. Ayun, so with the scientific databases presented to you, this is where you can look for references, researches that is of your interest or that you can use into your research. The question now is, how are you going to manage? Because there's a lot of content that you can get from there. And then archiving it, say, storing it in a single folder or in your local drive. Well, you can do that, but you cannot optimize your work if you do things like that. So there must be an easy way for you to optimize your work with this one. No? So how are you going to do that? I know later pa din. sorry. So Doc Jun, can you enlighten us with this phenomena and then environment, the COVID-19 pandemic, the climate change, and then educational system?
Actually, this slide, sir, is part of defining problem pa and a building problem statement. So from the environment of the phenomena that we're experiencing, actually, we can get also problem statement from them, like, for example, in COVID-19 pandemic. So what are the problems you encounter in this pandemic? As a teacher, as a parent, as administrator, do you have any innovative solution to the problem? Like our students actually come up with a QR coded relief distribution mobile application for the COVID-19 because of the issue that there is a duplication of relief goods being distributed to their barangay or to their municipality. So other relief goods are claimed by some unknown individuals. So my politics within. So he developed a QR coded relief distribution para there's no bias in distributing relief goods. So phenomena actually can establish a very good problem statement. Then another thing, our faculty, since no touching now with the devices, so faculty develop an attendance system for chartered institutions using face recognition. So automatic after logging in using your face, so automatically it will be directed to DTR of which is formatted to civil service. So from COVID-19, there are many applications that were being developed by our students. In fact, one now is the mobile application for e-market and bartering system. So because in Siargao, bartering system is very common. Then for climate change, it's good that you should also to know what are the issues behind and what are the particular solution that you would like to suggest. Like, say, for example, in our end, so our students develop Plant MD. It's a mobile application. As a plant doctor, it will recognize actually the diseases of the plant and recommend potential treatment of that particular disease in a particular plant. So where to buy the treatment in the locality and how much is cost and how far is the area to buy that particular treatment. So the students really come up with a good innovation out of the climate change. Then in fact, we have also another student develop a mobile application for biodiversity since Siargao is a protected area and endangered species. Actually, the role of the DNR to really protect those species. So one of our students developed a CISRA, Siargao Endangered Species Reporting Applications. And those applications were already utilized by the corresponding agency. So that's the reason why I told you a while ago that partners can be potential for having a problem statement. Educational system, okay? So if you have some issues with the educational system in the Philippines, so find some innovative solution to improve our system. Conduct research. Sometimes we are just good in complaining without any plan of giving solution. So if so better propose a solution, then evaluate it through research. So those are things that we can get our problem statement from our education workshop, from the linkages, from the scientific databases, and from the phenomena or the environment that we have now. So those are the potential things that we can get our problem statement or research.
Ayun. So, thank you for that, Doc Jun. No? So, having said that, you have now the tools for getting your materials, no, your resources. Where are you going to store that one? And then how are you going to manage or accessing those resources? These are the few tools or technology-based tools that you can use. You can use Zotero, Mendeley, very known, and RedQ, Zetavi, and then EndNote. So, yun. The question, have you used any of those management citation generation, never mind the citation generation technology tools. The question is, have you used any of those literature management tools? Can you answer the questions? Probably yes or no lang sa comment section.
One is using Mendeley, sir.
Mendeley, ayun, Mendeley. Most of us talaga are using Mendeley, no? Are there any other response, Doc Jun?
No. Majority answered no.
No. Okay.
Pa June, not yet pa po. None po. No po.
I know. So, sige. You know what? Later, we are going to try just one. Say, probably, para lang for appreciation. How are you going to utilize Mendeley? Okay. Okay naman, Doc Jun, no, we still have much time pa naman po to do that. So if you've answered it, when and how did it help and assisted you?
Wala pa po. So only one answered. Actually, sir.
Okay. So sige, never mind na lang. Let's just proceed. So when you visit the Zotero, no, again, if we are using Clear Deck, this will be very easy for you to directly access, no? But then again, the link is provided in the slide after the presentation or after this webinar. Probably you can access this one. So Zotero environment looks like this. So it is a free and open source reference management software to manage bibliography, bibliographic data, and related research materials. So one. For Mendeley, it is most known for its reference manager, which is used to manage and share research papers and general bibliographies for scholarly articles. In Mendeley, you can use the what they call this one, the web tools or the web browser tools, and then somehow you can install a desktop application for this, and then sync your Mendeley desktop applications so that whatever be the activity in your web content, in the Mendeley web content, it will automatically be updated into your desktop applications, and then you can install this one as a plugin into your Microsoft Word. So I guess I think most of us here are using MS Word, no? So Doc Jun, I have tried Google Docs. I think it's not possible to embed or make plugins for Mendeley in there. So I think this only works for MS Word. But if others, maybe you've tried it, you can feel free to share your experience of if you've successfully embedded Mendeley in other document editing software applications that you have. When you visit naman RedCube, this is the environment. It looks like this. So it is a technology company developing software for researchers, publishers, academic, and commercial organizations. So, the question is, which is better, Doc Jun?
Yes, sir. So actually, if it depends on your needs. If, for example, you want to work from multiple computers or locations, so EndNote or Zotero and Mendeley are best, right? So if you want to work without an connection, Zotero, Mendeley, and still EndNote, because both actually store your citation libraries locally on your computer. So if you're working archive with pages and import citations from sites such as Amazon, Flickr, and Artsor, so only Sotero is the best for that. So if you work on a project or share your citations with others, so three are actually recommended: the Sotero, the Mendeley, and the EndNote. But if you work with unusual or complex citation styles, cite unusual documents, type of or create your own document type, EndNote is better. If you work intensively with PDFs, so only Mendeley is better.
So I would like just to highlight the difference between what was presented kanina. What's in there is the where are you going to search for the content. This one that we're presenting is where you can archive those content and manage that content in such a way that works better for you. So yon. So Zeta V, this is how it looks. And of course, EndNote. Citation machine. This was not presented kanina, no, but yeah, you can also use this one. Citation machine is the free citation and bibliography generator. Also, the URL link is provided. So, sige na lang, after the presentation, probably you can access the URL link. And of course, the Google Scholar. It is a freely accessible web search engine that indexes the full text or metadata of scholarly literature across an array of publishing formats and discipline. The good thing also with Google Scholar is that when you do search, you can put some restrictions or particular content. Say for instance, year. You can say search for a content and then state there or identify there the range of year that you prepared. Say for instance, you wanted only content that comes from say 2017 to 2020, things like that, so that you will not be overloaded with lots of contents that will be presented into you. So that's a good thing with Google Scholar. So that one. So with the background of those technology-based tools for research, will you explore its potential and use it in your research endeavor? That's a question, no? So we expect that our participants will actively answer in the comment section. Doc Jun?
Only one answered yes.
Yes. How about the others?
So we have 5 answered yes, 1 answered no.
Doc Jun, what is the difference in doing research prior to the existence of this technology-based tool?
Okay.
Back in the days, how do people do research? They're
You
going
need
to
to library and browse books. That's the reason why during the old days, it's very difficult to graduate a PhD program.
You can just imagine, no? Visit the library and then read the content of those, individually read the content of those materials, and then you're going to index everything, and then you're going to write it. Whereas with these tools, you can, speed up everything with fast access to material. So, diba, it's very nice that we will be using, or we will be using this ICT based tools. No, we do hope that in your research, no, you will be using these tools so that you can be productive in your research. In your research. So, yun. So, we are now oriented on where to look at the materials or references. We are now oriented as well with how are we going to archive or manage the literature. This time around, let us discuss this one. The approaches in making RRL. Doc Jun?
Actually, this approach was introduced to us just last week, Sir Junel, with Dr. Ryan Rivera of De La Salle, actually our research consultant, since we have a MOA with EOST and as to RD lead program. So Dr. Visir of De La Salle is the RD lead of the EOST, and he is assigned to ECCT. Actually, he introduced this basket approach. So what can you do with your readings? So that's the question always, no? There are three baskets that you should have to put into, right? If you think the paper that you've been reading from the scientific journals are useful, put it on basket A, right? So if you think those are recent, very related to your topic, and you think you can establish or you can build a very good or a very strong problem statement. So put it on basket A. Then if you think the paper that you've been reading is not that recent, but somehow you can utilize the methods. So the methods could help you establish your own methods also. So put it on basket B. So meaning those papers belong to basket B are helpful. And if you think you cannot reject the paper that you've been reading because you think it can be useful, it can be used for a future reference, put it on basket C. So, because that will be our issue of the common problem with the researchers. We'll just upload. Then after 100 download rather, after 100 downloads, so you will get easy reading those things. No, you will get dizzy by all papers. So better to use this approach. Useful on basket A, helpful on basket B. Those papers with for future reference, put it on basket C.
So the mere point here is that you are going to what they call this one, sort the materials that you have.
Yep.
So this one, I really like this one, Doc John. No, when I attended that webinar talk, so I really appreciate this one, the NSDB approach. Doc John, can you further elaborate this one?
So, say for example, you have already collected all your papers and put it in basket A. So it's about time to determine what are the needs in that particular paper. So what are the solutions that being addressed by that particular paper? And the differentiation, how does it differ from the existing technologies, from the existing papers? And what is the benefit of that paper? So you have an Excel format to this. So one column is for the needs, one column is for the solution, one column for differentiation, and one column for the benefits. So from there, you can identify whether your paper has the value of novelty, has the value of innovation by checking the differentiation of its papers, of its paper.
So yun, focus on somehow on the differentiation aspect so that to identify the novelty, no? One key context that was being shared there is we must be able to distinguish in identifying our problem if what we have is a general problem or what we have is just a research problem, because it was pointed out that if we have a general problem and then we tend to dwell on that and then subject ourselves in research with that general problem, chances are the novelty concept has been defeated because others might have the same problem and already address the problem. Whereas if your focus is on the research problem, meaning to say you've read a lot of research materials, journals, and you've subject yourself with these approaches in making RLL, so chances are you will be producing good research. Yun. So this one, if there is a need for you to do data gathering, these are some of the helpful tools that you can use now, the Google Forms and then the SurveyMonkey. Google Forms is very simple, very easy to use, rather, whereas well, and SurveyMonkey has a lot of features. You can do a lot of things with SurveyMonkey. It's just that I think this one is subscription based, so you may be able to create a survey, but it requires payment once you send the survey to particular recipient. Whereas in Google Forms, you can have this one for free. If you have an email of your colleagues or say your participants in your research, and then you are going to gather data on them, you can use Google Forms. So, which is better? Again, I'd say I'll go for Google Forms because then again, it's easy to use and it's free. But then again, if you prepare SurveyMonkey, that's okay as well. So this is the environment now. When you open Google Forms, actually my screenshot. Google Forms can be used to create surveys, and yeah, you can also use Google Forms to create quizzes and send them to other people. And then there is a SurveyMonkey, an online survey that helps. Yon. So enhancing vocabulary. So we already know where to look at the research material and then archive those materials. And then we know now the tools for gathering data. This time around, what are the tools that we can use to make our content look good, or say to have quality content? So these are the things that we can use: the snappy words, the difference between, and of course, I think everyone is using this, the Grammarly. Ayun. Doc June, can you share something to us on your experiences with this vocabulary tools?
Okay, so for example, if you are out of your synonyms, no need to click anymore your mouse by simply right click. So you can proceed to snappywords.com. So actually, there are some many synonyms that it will help you. It will help you rather. So may mga content doon, may mga words na where you can utilize it, may it be a verb, adverb, or an adjective. So for difference.com, actually, there are some words that were confused, right? If you're confused with the two words like the meal and the supper and the dinner, so use difference between that. So, and of course, if you are not good in grammar, so Grammarly is the best for you. Actually, Grammarly is a requirement, right, in publication and Turnitin. So before, so you should have to use these items.
So this is the environment once you navigate the snappy words and for Grammarly. And the Turnitin. So Turnitin is a good tool for checking for plagiarism. But of course, it is also available in Grammarly, but it requires premium account, I think. So citation generator, we can also use the citation machine.net, the scholar.google.com, Zotero, and Mendeley, which was mentioned. And this one, Doc June, checking ISI, Focus Journal. Why is this important?
Okay, to check whether your paper is of good quality. So your paper should be published in those journals. Otherwise, your paper should be considered predatory.
So what is this impact factor, Doc June, that is being that is considered as well important?
Right, so that's only one thing that we should have to consider in having our review. So we should have to look into factor of the paper, because meaning that paper is of good quality, with a very review and a very good conclusion and a very good finding. So meaning it's five, meaning that paper was already cited five times, and
More.
already published five times, or one of the things, aside from the author, is the institution and the journals that you've been publishing. So that's the reason why it's very important to check the particular journal that you've been that your paper has been published.
Ayun. So apart from the repository of research material, apart from the archiving tools, apart from the content management and data gathering tools, you need to do this one as well, or to navigate through this, the checking of ISI or Scopus journals.
So you
So,
have with user Janelle that for now I have two papers that are already in the Scopus journals, and others are already for submission.
so having mentioned that, no, one of the frustrations in publishing research paper, because some of it really takes time. Now, will you go for a conference or will you go for a journal? So, you know what, Sir Jun, I think we have to orient ourselves first with the process of publishing research paper, no? So I think it started with the research problem, and then out from that, you have to, like, as mentioned by you, we have to read review papers and then find a better solution, compare with existing ones, with the approaches that was introduced, and then find a conference or journal which to publish, and then comply with the format. And then, because different conferences and journals have different format pod, and then after that, you submit na for review.
Sir, Sir Janelle, it's better that you should have to check first the journal that you wanted to research conference that you would like to present, so that from there you can get their format, because every journal has its own format, and every institution has its own format. So on the question of Sir Alex kanina on what is the latest format in getting a research problem, so actually it depends on the journal and the research conference.
Okay.
You should have to look into first the journal. Then if you think you are very interested to publish that particular journal, so go to the author instruction. From there, you can get instructions as to format, as to style. Then you have to align your paper to that particular journal.
So, Doc Jun, can I just show a demonstration on kanina, because I did mention, no, I know that we are short of time now, but before giving them the tips, can I redirect my screen to MS Word muna for the demonstration of somehow Mendeley? Will that be okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so just ikuan lang. Actually, Mendeley is being embedded na into my MS Word. So it's already installed in my as a desktop application in my device. So say for instance, let's say this is a sample content in Mendeley. Kita ko, Doc John, ang screen?
Yes, sir. Pero gamay.
Okay. Sige. But anyway, just have to locate the references menu tab and then click on the insert or citation. Then it will pop up something, the Mendeley citation editor. You can just type there in here the author, or just say go to the Mendeley desktop. in your library, Mendeley Library, you have all here the researches that you've been working on. So say for instance, you will cite this one, double click that, and then click on the cite button. So send citation plugins, and then once you're done, so just wait for it, and then yeah, there you go. And then after that, say references, references, insert bibliography, and then ayan. See, it automatically load, yeah, the cited material. You can use the format here. We have the, let's say this one. Oh, it will reload. So, diba, it saves you a lot of time. I think other tools, it's somewhat like the same on how are you going to do this. So, we'll just go back na lang sa presentation. Wait. Ayan. So, yan, kaya I know we are short of time. So, okay, Doc Jun, how about this one? The tips for them.
Okay, Sir John. No. So, do not solve your problem. So if you want to publish a paper, try to allow others to intervene with your work, right? Like say for example, ako on my end, so I have no sole authorship, majority actually collaboration with my colleagues. So work in interdisciplinary teams because from there you can have a very good research. So if you think, like say for example, for basic education, you are just good in writing and you do not know the statistics, so why not involve a mathematics teacher to be part of your study, right? So work in interdisciplinary teams. So that's the reason why in our end, so our English teacher are being distributed across programs as editor of the paper. So work in interdisciplinary teams. Then start now. Dream big. So if you are dreaming that you can be a contributor to the body of knowledge, so start now. We can help if you want. Then don't allow setbacks discourage you. Use them as motivation. So if other people are saying that you cannot do it, it's because you are not that good in research. So do not be discouraged. Use them as motivation. And here's one thing. Find an advisor, mentor, that is not actually very brilliant, but an advisor that has the heart, who could understand you, who is willing to support you. So there are many advisor or mentor that are willing to give their time. Ako, that's the reason why I published a lot of papers because my advisor in PhD is very kind and generous as to time. Until early in the morning, so still he's there willing to edit my work, willing to support me, guide me along the way. So until I published a paper and present that paper to international journal. So find an advisor who is kind and generous. There are many.
Ayun. So those are some of the tips from Doc Jun, no, who is an experienced researcher. So Doc Jun, invite them.
I would like to invite everyone on November 25 to 27, 2020, this November, the fourth Regional Research Congress and sent out in-house review of ECCT. Actually, I'm inviting already the AMA. Hope they can present to this research conference.
Okay, so I do hope that the participants will join as well, no? This is a good avenue for you to engage yourself in this research congress and in-house review. So just to give you lang a quick recap on what we've covered, no? We covered the ways on how or the tools that we can use to look for your materials, the tools for archiving materials, and then how are you going to gather data. And with that, when you write your research, what are the tools that you can do to polish that content? And lastly, you need to check for ISI journals, Scopus journals. So that's everything. Thank you. Dokbon, any last message to them?
So it's already 3 p.m. and we are through to our time. So if you have some queries, you can raise it now. So hope the ICT will give us time to answer all those queries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Sir June and Sir Junel and Dr. June. So to our participants, if you have questions on clarifications about the topic, so please write it in our chat box.
So my question to ma'am on the information on our research congress.
Sige, Doc
Yes.
Jun.
Okay.
Sige, go ahead, sir.
According to Sir, it's a number. So Sir June, more on the Congress, please. So actually, sir, it's interdisciplinary. So if your paper is IT and engineering, you belong to cluster 1.
Hello, sir. Okay, so nawala si Sir June. Sir June? Dr. June?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so naputol po kasi, so I hope baka may ano pa po, may idadagdag pa po kayo.
Okay, so actually the panel are coming from outside ECCT. So for now, we invited three panel to scrutinize the papers for cluster 1, 3 also members for cluster 2, and so was the cluster 3. So there should be best paper and best presenter and a cash prize.
Okay. So any other questions from our participants?
Ma'am, the presentation will be forwarded to the ICT, and I think the ICT will be the one to forward this to the participants, no? Nova?
Yes, sir. We already replied to that. So regarding the presentation, we will give it to you later on.
Thank you, the ICT.
Okay, so I guess there are no further questions from our participants today. So again, thank you so much, Dr. June and Sir Junel.
Class picture po tayo, Ma'am Nov.
Oh, okay po. So I encourage our participants to turn on their cameras for our class picture. Okay, so for a while.
My question po, Ma'am, si Sir Alex. Okay.
For us who are very keen to get involved about it.
Can we answer the question of Sir Alex, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you can po.
Oh, okay. So, for us who are very keen to get involved about research, but unfortunately, opportunity to get involved is not there because of isolation, maybe. Hope can you give us something to get involved, sir, or else some one webinars to be presented, then we can join po. Yes, sir. If you are interested, especially if you have already a paper, so why not present it to ECCT? So that you will be involved in this research engagement. For webinars, actually we have research mentoring in the campus, particularly with De La Salle University and UP Los Baños. So hope we will give you a link to our webinars so that you can be involved in our.
Doc Jun, I think there is a detailed links of the the Congress. Maybe you can share it to our participants or to Ma'am Nova na lang so that it will be forwarded to the participants.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. I
sir.
think we have already the link, no, Sir Junel. So kindly share it to Ma'am Nova.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. So again, to our participants, I encourage to turn on their cameras for our photo op.
So may concern pa ma'am on the clustering of the Research Congress. Actually, cluster 1 is IT and engineering, cluster 2 is agriculture and fisheries, cluster 3 is for purely for education, sir. So minutes of the Congress will be shared to you by Sir Janelle. I already shared it to him last week.
Thank you.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, so thank you so much to our participants this afternoon. So thank you so much. So at this moment of time, so let me share my screen first. Okay, so at this moment of time, we will be giving our speakers their certificate. So a certificate of appreciation is hereby given to Mr. Janelle E. Buhokan for imparting his valuable knowledge as resource speaker on the webinar entitled Technology-Based Approaches in Writing Publishable Research Papers, conducted by the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Mindanao Cluster 2 on November 9, 2020. Signed by Eva May C. De La Rosa, MSIT ITIL OIC Regional Director. So thank you so much, Sir June.
Thank you, DICT. Thank you, Ma'am Eva May.
Salamat DICT.
Thank you, Ma'am Nova.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And the same citation is given to Dr. Romy June A. Sonico. So again, thank you so much to our speakers for this afternoon. So thank you so much for imparting us the very detailed presentation, and I hope our participants have learned something out of it. So thank you so much. So at this moment of time, we'll be giving you the post-evaluation link. So again, reminders to everyone that due to Google Meet limitations, we will be prioritizing first 100 teachers from Region 10 and Caraga, and those who are eligible for the evaluation form are those who attended us here in Google Meet. And to our participants here in Google Meet, please wait 4 to 6 weeks for your certificate. And as to the presentation, we will give it to you later on. So to our participants here in Google Meet, the link is on our chat box. So our Facebook Live viewers, we're so sorry, but if you wanted to watch us, so if you wanted to continue us watching here or on our Facebook pages, so you can still watch us if you wanted to learn more. Okay, so that concludes our session for this afternoon. So again, thank you so much for our speakers and to our participants who joined us this afternoon. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. And again, this is Nova reminding you to stay safe, and we'll see you again on our next webinar session. Have a great day.
Thank you.